Hey, Snow Goose Hunters, it is Tracy with Up North Outdoors Deadly Decoys. So we arrived in Iowa, and I think I have seen more sun in the 48 hours I've been here. Probably not 48, 24 hours that I've been here than I saw in the entire time we were in Arkansas. There, um, when we brought a load up, set the spreads, went back down for a few days, came back up. The amount of snow geese in the area from then till now is a huge difference. And I pretty well figured it would be based on what the weather forecast was. Still not doing great, but there's been an improvement. Monday was slow. Yesterday was all right, but one field. Now that gets me to a point. Um, when you come on a snow goose hunt, so there's a couple things. One thing I saw in a field set that I drove by, and the second thing is uh, is a group of guys that hunted with us yesterday. So the first thing is we'll go over the guys that were hunting in another spread. Not don't even know who it was, but I drove by the spread and all of the guys are standing up outside their blind, just standing behind them in a big line, talking. Right. I guess some guys find that the lay down blinds are not the most comfortable to sit in. I mean I don't. It has never bothered me. I can sit in the lay down blinds the entire time. But if you're standing up and the geese appear and everybody runs and jumps in the blinds, you're not going to get that flock. You know what I mean? Um, you need to stay in the blinds and with the door shut. Now, we did some drone footage. Well, I didn't do drone footage. Some guys that hunted with us did some drone footage. And they sent me a picture. And it's you can see our lay down blinds. Well, you can't really see the lay down blinds except for the ones with the doors open. And there's this black rectangle where each one of those blind doors are wide open. It's just this black rectangle. Now, one of the guys had like a yoga mat, like a green yoga mat in there, and that blind door was open, but it didn't stick out as bad. What the problem was, those lay down blinds have a black seat in them. They use black material or a black floor, and that really sticks out. We were driving around marking the new fields, Jim and Kurt and I, and we pulled up to one of the new fields to market, and it was like a quarter after 5, and part of the hunters were up in the parking lot just getting ready to load up, and the other ones had left. I thought the guide said maybe 4:30, but if you want to take a break, if you don't want to sit in the field all day, the time to do it is like noon to 3. Now, even that noon to 3 time frame, there'll be migrators. You might only get one or two migrating flocks to come through, but there will be birds that come through that are killable during that time. But I get some guys want to take a break. Some guys, like I said, some guys aren't out there to extinct the snow goose population. They just want to go kill a few birds, take a break. Many of you guys talk to Brad. He's down right now with his family, and it's just a family fun event for those people. And they hunt till about 10:30, 11 in the morning, go back, you know, put supper in a crock pot, take a nap, go back out at like 2:33. Time to take that break is between noon and like 3 o'clock, 11 and 3 o'clock, but I like noon. It gives you a couple hour break in the day. The time to not, or the thing to not do is to sit out there all day till 4 or 5 o'clock and then leave. Now, why do I say that? Not as much in Arkansas, but to some extent in Arkansas. But in Iowa, we are hunting near staged birds. There is refuges in the area that the birds go to. And the birds get up in the morning, fly out and feed, go back to the refuge and set during the afternoon. In the evening, get up, fly out and feed again. So you're getting more 2 flights a day in Iowa than you are in Arkansas. Arkansas is more of a migration area. So most of the time, 1, 2 o'clock, you don't really see too much till like the very last hour of the day. And then any birds that are staged in the area will get up and fly around and go out and feed. But there just isn't the big wads of them in the area like in Iowa where the refuges hold, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of geese. So if you're going to sit out all day and then leave at 4 o'clock, you're missing one of the better parts of the day. For probably the morning is morning till noon is probably the best time, but the second best time to be out there is in the evening when they're coming back out to feed again. And the third best time is that middle part of the day when you can pick up migrators. So that's a tip for you guys. It is something that, it's not just this year. It's happened. We've been doing this 21 years. It's happened the entire time I've been running guided hunts, and I just don't, I don't understand why we sit out during the slowest. The slowest part of the day is that midday. Why you would sit out there through that whole slow part of the day and then leave at the end of the day, right before the hunting gets good for that afternoon. As a matter of fact, the guys that I was talking to, and I was explaining this whole thing to them, it was some single hunters that were left out there. I was explaining this to them, and as we're talking, the birds start getting up and feeding, and there was several flocks that gave the spread with, it was just the flat spread. There was no e-collars, there was no rotary machines, there was nothing, no flyers up, nothing like that out. But they were giving them a pretty serious look. Now, I told you earlier about Brad and his family, and they like to take a big break during the middle of the day. Well, yesterday, they shot one in the morning and said everything just flew over high. It wasn't really looking at them. But then in the evening, the birds were all bowed up coming in. Not huge bunches, but singles, pairs, whatever. And they ended up shooting 11 in the afternoon. So, you're not going to kill birds at the motel. You're not going to kill birds at the restaurant. You're only here for 3 or 4 days, most of you, and your best, unless there's some like screwy weather event, super cold, rainy, I get those conditions make it a lot not as much fun to be sitting out in the field. But yesterday, my lord, it was 62 degrees, south wind, beautiful, sunny. Birds were moving. I don't know what they did in the morning, but in the afternoon, when we got up there, we got up at like 3:30 in the afternoon, and the sky, there was birds everywhere, just everywhere flying around. So that's the time to be out in the field, guys. So just a tip that this is how it works, and you're going to kill more birds if you follow that advice. So until tomorrow, Tracy Northup, it is March 3rd, I believe, today, and with the Iowa Snow Goose Report.